Um, I'm here in the mountain with my LaFerrari, and I was thinking, well, I tried to record a car show video, and really didn't work. Well, not really a car show video, but best places to do a car show didn't really work. But it was like weird type of thing because like I had a bunch of lag. It's because every time I get in cars, I get like double the lag, so I just really just don't sit in cars. So this time I won't. So I'm gonna do best cars to pull up in a car show with. Now this is just like a distraction, I guess. Just a car to have when I start the video, so everybody could see it because I love Ferraris. After the Divo, I like the LaFerrari. So let's start. Um, the fifth, I'm gonna be doing top five. So the fifth best car, not counting limiteds, obviously, because not everybody could get this, or not everybody has this or this. But I'm gonna be counting general cars that are not limiteds. And if I'm gonna use limiteds, I'm gonna be, well, I'm not really, because Countach, not everybody could get it. But I'm gonna be using cars, so regular cars. So the first one, I believe. Now there are three things that I want to point out that are really good in car shows. Number one is looks. You want a car that really looks good, that could catch the eye. A good example would be the Bugatti Dieci. This thing catches eyes like because it's a modern, it's striking. You want something that could catch the eye and that everybody knows about it. You don't want a car that nobody knows about. Number two is performance. You don't want a car that looks good but will get slapped at the circuit. For example, you don't want to get the Mclaren 720 because it is a nice looking car, I have to admit. But it can't beat anything at circuit or at drag, any race really, because there are better cars out there that have better stats and better performance. So you want a car that looks good and that has not better performance, but the best performance. And number three, the best thing you want to do is the paint job, because the paint job could make a car or ruin a car. Obviously, the famous LaFerrari is famous for like being red, so I put it in red because that's what it's famous for. So it's kind of like a car that is famous for because this colors. So the LaFerrari is like one of those cars. It's not on the list, but I know it just looks good. It just looks that good. Anyway, um, number five is the Mclaren P1. Now the Mclaren P1, I put it up here because it's pretty famous because everybody knows what it is. I had like three in my most recent car show video, which was like a couple weeks ago, and it was like it wasn't in this color, but this P1 looks insane, and you have to like. By the way, I didn't really fully mention the paint job, but in the paint job, you have to do the paint job because the paint job can make or break the car. Like if I put green and gold, that isn't a nice looking car. But if you put like, for example, for me, I personally like blue and gold. But if you put like cars colors that don't match, I honestly like white on the Jamera, just fix the rims. But it's like one of those. The P1 is one of those nice cars that looks good in pretty much every color. You just have to know how to contrast and do everything with the car. Number four. Now most of these cars, well, actually all of these cars, I gotta warn you, is gonna be like in the $1 million area. So don't come to a car show if you don't have a car that's like around here or here. Number four, I gotta say, has to be the SSC. Now, not every. The reason why I put this at number four is because not everybody's gonna like the fact that it's the fastest car in the game. Actually, it's gonna be like less of an experience because it's the fastest car in the game. Everybody's gonna pull up to it in a car show because someone is gonna think because it's the fastest car in the game, it's the most expensive car that you could buy besides the limited, so it's something good. Now I understand the point of view because I used to be one of them when I got the SSC, but now that I have an understanding of like looks and performance and everything, now I got like a better think of it. It's like really good. Not the best car to pull up. It's good in performance because obviously it's the fastest non-Game Pass car. I also forgot to mention I'm not gonna put any Game Pass cars because obviously they're Game Pass. Not everybody has Robux. Not everybody spends money on a game that won't last forever. So it's just worth noting that. And yeah, not everybody's gonna like the fact that it's the fastest car in the game. So obviously, I forgot to mention this is all opinion based. Number 3 is the Bugatti Divo. Now, the Bugatti Divo, also I forgot to mention this in the things that I noticed video, but the lights got changed because it wasn't originally like this. Now it's like in groups, now it's in like 5 groups. Like if I brake, you'll see it like that. Anyway, a bunch of cars got remeshed, but continuing. The Divo is a nice looking car because it looks like sporty, but it can still do very good on any type of situation. It has decent acceleration, not the best, not the worst. It has it has excellent handling. It has excellent top speed. So this is just an all-around good car to pull up in a car show. Number 3. Now, this is all opinion based because if it was completely opinion based, I would have put the Divo at number 1. But obviously, we all have different opinions. I'm going on general of what people think about cars. Like if you pull up in a Tesla Roadster, nobody's really gonna care anymore because it's like a Tesla Roadster. It's one of those cheaper cars. But you could think it's good, but other people could think it's bad. So I'm going on general what people think. Alright, number 2, I believe, because I did the Divo, the SSC, and the So I'm on number 3, right? I lost myself. Yeah, I completely lost myself. Yeah, I'm on number 2 because I picked the Mclaren P1 as number 5. Alright, number 2 is the Lamborghini Scion. Now, this car it's a nice car, but you just have to know on what opponents, not opponents because it makes it sound like a fight, but what what cars people bring. So for example, if somebody brings not an SSC but a rare car like a Cento Dieci, none of these cars are gonna work, but we're just supposing that these cars don't count in people, because the average car show I see is usually like, I never see these cars, like I never see these, but like, you know, these like cars that are common. Number 2, and this will be quite interesting, is actually I already said it, the Scion. Now the reason I said the Scion is because people really love Lamborghinis, and I kind of roasted them. Depends on my types of car dealership tech and players video. Now it looks kind of ugly. I liked it with the spoiler up, but the Scion is like one of those cars that it looks very good. It's one of those cars that you just love to see on the road, not in real life, but you know, around in car dealership tycoon, because you don't see it that much. It's one of those cars that is like, oh, somebody still has this? Wow, I still remember this. So it's quite interesting. Number one. I already picked these 3 cars, but what car could just top all of them? It's honestly quite interesting to see how many cars I have. Like 100 is quite an interesting amount of cars because you have to look at everything. Number 1, in my opinion, if you're gonna go up to a car show, the best thing that you could pull out if you're a free-to-play player, honestly, this is kind of hard. This is all your opinion. So leave your top 5 cars for a car show in the comments below if you watched until this point. But honestly, if I were to go with a car to go to a car show, it'd be the Divo. But now that I chose all these, I think I will go with, like, I was looking at the Wyra BC, but then here comes the Jamera, because the Jamera, everybody knows, it's the budget king of the game, basically, because it's on a budget. So since it's a budget king of the game, I would love to see a bunch of people pull up in a Chimera and then beat other people with it. It isn't the best looking car, but you can respect it because it's a Koenigsegg. Koenigsegg's have to be respected, but just it's just one of those cars that you just go to a car show and you see and it's like, wow, a Chimera. Like, now I don't see it as common as I used to when it came out because it used to be the king of the game, but now it's really good. So I guess that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave your opinion on best top 5 best cars to pull up in a car show in the comments. And yeah, I guess see you next time.